John Hopkins was like 1,000 others. He worked for $60,000 a year in a 9-story red brick building at either AT&T, Allstate, or Artificial Limbs. It is not pertinent for us to determine Mr. Hopkins' profession from these outward signs that be. The Hopkins house was like 1,000 others. There was a fake plant in one window. A cross-eyed fish sat in the other, wondering when he was to have his day. Mrs. Hopkins was like 1,000 others. The sedentary disposition, the interminable hours during which she remained glued to the television, watching Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, the frequent dinner and a show, the spontaneous dancing in the kitchen, the Snuggie. All the attributes of the average city dweller were hers. John Hopkins sought to inject a few raisins of conversation into the tasteless dough of existence.
Well, the mayor was caught in a scandal.
Another mistress? There's practically a new one every day.
Got a letter from my parents. Dad wants to move to Florida because all his buddies are.
Your father's always at that club with his friends. I don't know how your mother stands it. The poor thing. She has all those sisters...
The marriage began like 1,000 others, on a bet with Billy McManus involving new hats and chowder all around.
Well, I hope you're right, Bayal. Over and over.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
In the big city, large and sudden things happen. You round a corner and thrust the rib of your umbrella into the eye of your old friend from Kootenai Falls. You reach out to pluck a maidenhair, and lo, bandits attack you. You are ambulanced to the hospital. You marry your nurse, are divorced, and floss thoroughly, all seemingly within the wink of an eye. Traveling the streets, you receive a package. A finger beckons to you. A handkerchief is dropped for you. A brick is dropped upon you. And fate tosses you about like cork crumbs in wine opened by an unskilled waiter.
Put a new elevator in at the office. The boss is going crazy about it.
Really?
Oh, Mr. Whipple broke out a spring suit. It was gray with check, and I think I'll go down the block and get a cigar.
The neighborhood cigar shop of John Hopkins' intent was kept by a man named Freshmeyer, who looked upon the world as lacking in every way.
Your highest grade stogie, please. None of that cheap stuff.
This imputation deepened the pessimism of Freshmeyer, but he got out a cigar that came perilously close to filling the order.
Oh, say, my friend, I forgot my wallet. I'll get you the money the next time I'm in.
Joy surged in Freshmeyer's heart. Here was corroboration of his belief that the world was rotten and man an invariable evil. Hopkins was no man to serve as a punching bag for a pessimistic cashier.
What is your problem, buddy? Hey, what's up going on over here? Break it up! That's assault!
You're done.
John Hopkins was a peaceful citizen who spent his nights mastering Minesweeper, but he was not without the fundamental spirit of resistance that comes with the battle rage.
Hey!
Thanks, old man. You must be daring and honorable to save a man from being attacked by a mob. A little longer, I would have been done for.
Good sir, I'm afraid I must take you from one dangerous situation to another. My dearest Bess is in grave peril.
What kind of peril?
The gravest kind. But from what I've seen, you shall be up to the task. Madam, I drove to Mr. Long's house, but he was not there. Ready to admit defeat, I was driving home when I saw this gentleman engaged in combat against the greatest of odds. He was fighting 5, 10, 30 men, cops, Marines. He single-handedly brought down 1, 3, 8 policemen. I thought to myself that if Mr. Long is out, this brave man will be a fine substitute. So I brought him here.
Very well, Armand. You may go. I sent my chauffeur to fetch my cousin, Mr. Walter Long. There is a man in this house who has both insulted and abused me. I have complained to my aunt, but she has done nothing but laugh at my plight. Armand says that you are brave. In this era, men that are both brave and chivalrous are few. Can I count on your assistance?
John Hopkins then felt his first thrill of romance. It was a knightly love. This angel who was begging him to come to her rescue was something too heavenly for Chowder. And as for hats, precious jeweled crowns for her.
Just lead me to the man who has wronged you. I haven't made much of my talents as a fighter up to now, but this is my busy night.
He's in there. Are you sure that you will not falter or fear?
Me? Of course not. Just give me one of those flowers in your hair. Books on etiquette is what you need to study. Come here, I'll give you some lessons. Be rude to a lady, will you?
Come on.
Beware, Elf Branscombe! What are you doing to my gallant savior?
Bess, I wish you would stop reading those historical romance novels. How in the world did this guy get in here?
Stay back, you fiend. The lady wants nothing to do with you.
Bess.
Armand brought him. You suck for not letting me get that miniature poodle. I really wanted him. And Armand went to go get Walter because I was so pissed at you.
Be reasonable, Bess. That dog is a menace. He's bitten like 5 people around the kennels. Come on, let's go tell Aunt Shirley and Walter everything's fine.
Disenchanted with his grand adventure, John Hopkins began to ruminate on all the things he loved about his life.
Thinking about something good. Reminds me of my old neighborhood. Happy Valley, Pembroke. Going to Bill's store, better make it quick. Alas, fresh cut grass. I smell a Sunday afternoon. I hear an AM radio tune. Down the Byram River with a stick I found, the summer sun goes down.
Get your cigar?
Sure. And I went around town for a bit. It was a nice night.
I was telling you about Mr. Whipple's suit. It was gray with an invisible check. I liked it fine.
I had a mother who I did adore. Then one day she wasn't there